Hello, thanks for tuning in to Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Brian Mursky. I'm the owner of Veranda Technologies. We're here in Brick Township, New Jersey, and we service Monmouth, Ocean, and the surrounding counties. So, depending on what you were doing over the weekend, the holiday weekend, you may have missed the FBI's warning to everybody. So, we wanted to talk about it for a couple minutes. The FBI, this past Memorial Day weekend, put out a release, and it was on the news today. It's all over the internet now, but again, depending on how busy people are, this is, I know, first day back at work for everybody. That's why we're busy. This is almost a Tech Talk Wednesday. It's pretty late right now. Just cutting it right under the wire on this one, it looks like. So, the FBI is warning everybody to reboot their routers. If you have a router in your home, or small business, they've asked that you turn it off and turn it back on. The reason that they've asked that you turn it off and back on is they allege that they recovered a server or server farm that had control of 500,000 or more American routers. Now, they don't know which ones. They don't know how it got there. But they claim that they have the server that's controlling them. The report alleges that there is and I'm not being skeptical, I'm not trying to start conspiracy theories here. It's entirely possible that the FBI has an ulterior motive. I'm not going down that road. I'm just reporting what they told us, which is very little. So it just leaves you skeptical simply because there aren't that many facts. They believe that the manufacturers involved, first of all, we'll start with that, are Cisco, Linksys, TP-Link, Netgear, QNAP, QNAP, MikroTik, and there's a couple others. So basically all of the popular router firewall companies out there. They don't know which model numbers, and they're not even entirely sure if it's all of the devices or just the presumption at the moment is that it's devices that weren't adequately secured with usernames and passwords. I just noticed the lighting is doing something weird. I'm not sure what's going on, but I apologize for that. If you're one of our customers, first of all, don't worry about your router. You have very complicated passwords on them. If you're one of our managed customers that we work with on a month-to-month basis. So getting that right out of the way, don't worry about that, and we're going to continue taking steps to make your devices even more secure than they already are. The presumption here is that routers that weren't adequately protected or that still employed weak passwords, or worse yet, the out-of-box default passwords, because most manufacturers don't make you change that. If you buy a Linksys or Netgear or Cisco router from Staples or Best Buy or Amazon, and you plug it in, it walks you through a setup process, but it doesn't, a lot of the older ones and some of the current ones don't force you to change the password from the default, which is often admin, the word password, or blank. Most of them don't even allow you to change the username, so somebody already has half the information. Even if you had a complicated password, the username, they should just let you change that to whatever you want the username to be. So somebody would then also have to know that that's not admin, it's Brian, or whatever else I choose to make it. Most of you, I'm talking to you, do not change the default username and password when you get it out of the box. You leave it because it's written in the book already and it's easy. The problem with that is 500,000 of you have been compromised. Your routers have instructions on it. The FBI alleges from a Russian hacking group in a stage 1 attack. So they're now infected. They're bots. They are controlled by this server that the FBI confiscated. There was a stage 2 and stage 3 is further alleged by the FBI. Those stages could have, they claim probably would have, rendered those devices useless. They would have bricked them is the term that we use in the industry, means made them useless. They wouldn't perform anymore. So what the FBI did, they recovered the server. They've changed the instructions, and they say you have to reboot to pick up the new instructions. So you'll turn it off, you'll turn it back on. When it comes back online, it will call out to this recently recovered server that's sitting somewhere at the FBI, and it will get new instructions, which I hope tell it not to continue taking instructions from that server. I don't know exactly what they did. That's where a lot of the conspiracy and skepticism comes in. Nobody knows what the FBI is doing now that they have control of these devices. But it sounds like a good idea if you trust the FBI and the US government to reboot your routers. Now, I will say, if you haven't rebooted your router in a while and you haven't had a power outage in a while, I'm always a little leery of, I mean, you have to at some point. Just expect the worst, I guess. Prepare for the worst. Because if you haven't rebooted one in a while and there is another underlying problem with it, there's always that chance that it doesn't come back up okay, and then you can't get on the internet till you get to the store and get another one. So, just wanted to give you what we had. I know it's not much. It's very speculative, very limited information, but it is an FBI warning. We don't get a lot of those. So when I saw it, it was, I thought important to bring to everybody. If you have a router at home, again, this isn't your Comcast or Verizon device. It's if you have anything plugged in behind that. So often, people put in wireless routers or extenders to increase the coverage in their place. The warning did also include, most people don't have these, but if you do have a network-attached storage device, like a Synology or something along those lines, those are also recommended to reboot. If you have any questions, please drop us an email, helpdesk@verandatech.com. It's on the screen. My phone number is always the same, 732-743-5772. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time on Tech Talk Tuesday.